maybe you're interning at, let's say, GPHA, Gapoa, you state the industry and you state if you are currently in that company, or you can also say, and they have something where you can end it, like your duration at the company. Then we come to the education side. You state the education that, sorry, you state the school you are in. So if it's Care University, if it is UNER, if it's Legon, you are supposed to state that. Then you also state if you are still in school. So you show school in my intro. If you want them to see that you're in Care University or something, you can check the button there. Then the location, Ghana. Then your contact info. So your email, your phone number that is reachable. Don't use a phone number that is just WhatsApp. Use phone number that someone can call you on. They can reach you anytime, any day. Use that phone number. And also, when we come to the address, your address is not really necessary. If you want to stay safe, you can just keep your address off the media. Then your birthday. The birthday is more like to celebrate you on your birthday. That's the LinkedIn. LinkedIn wishes you like how Snapchat and the rest they wish you on your birthday. Then when we come to the, if you have a website, you can also put that there, and the type of websites you choose, if it's personal, portfolio, blog, the company's website, you do that there. You can add multiple websites. Then we have the instant messaging where you have the Google Hangouts, Skype, WeChat. But I know most of us don't have these because now we are more into Snapchat, TikTok, and the rest. So I know we've all dogged or we've all snubbed Skype and the WeChat and the rest. Okay, so yeah, that's more like for the profile side, right? So then we go to, let's take it from, please can everyone hear me and do we all understand?
Please,
Please
the
can we
music
hear?
is a bit disturbing.
You said?
The music is a bit disturbing.
Oh, okay. I'll describe.
And thank you.
Hello. Is it better now?
Yes, please. It's better now.
Okay, so now we'll take it from, where was I? We're going to take it from why LinkedIn, right? So LinkedIn, they have this site which is the about, and the about is everything, everything you can say about yourself. You can talk about your hobbies. You can talk about passion. You can talk about what you do. That's like everything. So your about should be the what attracts the company. It should be what stands out on your profile. Every company or every collector checks your about, reads your about, and sees what you are about. So this is more like something brief I had for myself when we were here. Yeah, and you can add your
Hello, please can you hear me? Okay. Elon, please, are you done? Hi, Elon. Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
So, yeah, I can hear you. Are you done?
Yeah, but I just want to say last thing. Post more on LinkedIn. Like try and post all the time on LinkedIn. It's brings
Uh,
more. Okay, so I'll be done here for now.
all right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Elon. So,
Thank you.
Elon has taken us through how to set up a LinkedIn account and the various sections under LinkedIn. So we have our speaker who is going to talk to us about how to optimize your LinkedIn. I think Elom said that you need a LinkedIn account. It's like your professional profile. So our speaker is going to talk about how you can optimize your LinkedIn account for opportunities and also for networks. So without wasting much time, I would like to introduce Ms. Sarah Kadun Ajekwe. She's a co-founder of Shelter. Shelter is an app that protects women, right? I think she will talk about that. And she's also a digital marketer. So let's pay attention. And then if you have any question after she's done, you ask and then we can close. Thank you very much. So Miss Sarah Kadun, please, you can take over.
Hi everyone. Can you see me? Uh, Thank you so much for the
Yeah,
emojis. Like
you
I
can
like the
see
energy here. Um, Thank you so much for the introduction, Christabel. I really do appreciate that, and I appreciate the fact that you guys are taking the time to understand LinkedIn and also um on board on the platform. We do really appreciate that from my end. Um, so I'm going to introduce myself again. I am Sarah Karanajikwe. I'm a co-founder of Shelter, a women's safety app for 24/7 protection. I'm also a full stack digital marketer, and I'm also going into product marketing management. I'm currently in Canada, undergoing my tech MBA in technology leadership. And I'm so excited to speak to you guys about optimizing LinkedIn, because LinkedIn for me has been really huge in my journey. I've gotten so much opportunities, and I have been able to meet people or connect to people even beyond my network. So I'm so grateful for that. And I would like to ask a question before I start. For those that have LinkedIn currently, have you ever gone to LinkedIn and scrolled through a few posts, read them, or just like scroll through LinkedIn and felt like you weren't meant to be there, or it feels like there's a lot going on and then it feels like you're not doing anything? Can I see any emojis or hands up? Awesome. I can see some hands. For those who haven't like embedded onto LinkedIn, definitely when you join LinkedIn, you're gonna see like a few posts of people having 100 likes, 57 comments. People are doing amazing things. Thank you, Bennett. If you have a question, just like jump in as well. Sometimes it may feel like you aren't doing anything so much, but I just want to let you know that people like to, you know, over exaggerates sometimes. Some people lie, some people tell the truth, but you never know. Nonetheless, everyone is actually actively, trying to be visible, because visibility is actually what gets you going. Visibility is actually what even gets you into the room before you actually even get into those rooms. And before now, I have been that person who scroll through LinkedIn and I feel like I am not doing enough, or it feels like, you know, maybe I'm not visible enough, and a lot more the people are out there sharing their experience. It could be maybe they went to an event, there's just one thing that struck them, that made them think deeply, and then they were able to share that point of view. And that's just one thing for people to see and actually understand that, okay, this is where you're coming from. Ideas that you never had thought about are actually being posted on LinkedIn by people, and they're getting further and further, more visible, and you haven't even started yet. So the talk is gonna be quite like me telling my story, and I'm open to any questions as well. Um, my first job, an opening, actually, I did see a posting on LinkedIn, and I'm so interested in that job. It was a marketing job at I'm not going to mention the company, um, and 2 weeks after I had already applied, I can mention it at the end, but yeah, and 2 weeks after I had applied, the person had already referred me to the hiring manager, and I had got the job easily and faster. So you could see that even without even, just applying for the job, I was able to reach out to someone else and share my experience and show my interest in that job. And that was what got me the marketing gig. So one thing that also helped me was consistently like posting. Sometimes it could be maybe I attended an event or what I learned in class, and then I would just share my experience. That is like really, really underrated. Sharing your experience may feel like you aren't doing anything, but people out there are actually, reading whatever you post, whatever you engage in, whatever you do, and people really love like hearing different points of view and different perspective. So I was once like you guys beginning, LinkedIn and trying to understand it, because um you do get those imposter syndrome because you're not doing enough. But then let me just tell you this: everything you're doing matters. You matter as a person. Everything you're doing matters. And you should treat it like is your dream to actually be in those rooms that you've ever dreamed in, because it is possible. And I started posting more, and I saw that people could, even chip in to comment on, okay, this perspective, I never thought about this, or add on to what I've said. And it's like, oh, that makes so much sense. I think the more you share your story, the more, you get connected with your community as well. I would say LinkedIn is more like a tool to not just only get jobs, but to build relationships. You've heard about networking, and networking is not just about going for events, it's not just about attending classes, it's not just about maybe going for parties. It's actually the conversations that you hold there, the small talks and the deep talks and the long talks that you have. And afterwards, you need them in your circle. Sometimes you may feel like you have no value to add, but I'll tell you this, that's where even volunteering comes in. So if you feel like you don't have the expertise, I'll always say like try volunteering. Is You may be free for the meantime, but there are some few perks here and there. And then from volunteering, you can now lean into what you want to do. And through LinkedIn, sharing your story, sharing your experience can now like get you to that point where you want to be. So if there's one thing I really want you guys to take away from this session, it's not just about thinking further on whether to post consistently or what to post, or try to be professional on LinkedIn. I would always advise you to speak like you are speaking from you, not because of you go to LinkedIn and everyone is using ChatGPT to write their post or write what they think. But you sit down and think, what do you want people to see you for? What do you want people to remember you for? What do you want people to always like expect of you? And sometimes when you go to LinkedIn, there are people posting very professional words, and you're like, you're not that level yet. It doesn't matter. Like, you can literally sell like a blue pen and make it like one of the luxurious things that have ever existed, and people are going to believe you. It's just, I'll tell me, like packaging. So you need to deeply express yourself, but don't do too much. But then give a perspective, give, why you did this. how this is impactful in the next future, why you started this. So you start with the why, the how, and end with like so it's rather you start with the why you started, how you're going about it, and how it can impact in the future. So I'll always add that you should add a bit of storytelling to whatever you're doing. So it's not just about posting as well. That when you're onboarding on LinkedIn, your about section should tell anyone who comes to your page that this is what you do. You may feel like it's crowded, but try to understand, what do you want to become? What do you envision yourself as? What have what are the things you've done in the past? What are the things you're currently doing? And what do you want to do in the near future? And what do you want people to come to your page to like know that this is who you are? Maybe you're a front-end engineer, you're a full stack engineer, you're a marketer, you're a designer, you're someone who is going into virtual assistance, VA. So you can speak about the experiences you've done in the past, what you're doing currently, you're currently schooling, and then in the future after schooling, you want to build a business, you want to work at XYZ company. It doesn't matter. Just make sure you are very yourself. And LinkedIn is one place where there are so many opportunities, I can't lie, because it's one thing to just post, and it's one thing that thing to have coffee chats with these people, because for example, you have an idea of a company you want to work with. You don't know how you're gonna get there. You're still in school, and okay, you attend maybe a few events that this company is hosting, and you actually want to work there someday. I'll always say that you should reach out to them for coffee chat. So you could say, um, maybe he's a hiring manager or is a front end engineer that's currently working at that company. You enter their DMs and also be very polite, introduce yourself, introduce your background, and say maybe you've read XYZ about them. It could be an idea they had posted. And then you now say you want to ask further questions. And then you want to seek like a coffee chat with them, maybe 30 minutes of their time to ask that question. And from there, you keep building a relationship. And if it ends up being like you want them to be your mentor, you can equally still ask that request in that 30 minutes window of their time they're giving you. So from there, you're building that relationship. Most people make the mistake of like entering people's DMs on LinkedIn and straight going into like asking them for an opportunity. Maybe I want to work at your company, I need a job. I would definitely say people who are on that type of level, they are very busy, and then they're willing to give you that time once you have like questions, because they're really eager to answer them. They're really eager to, help as much as possible. But you just outrightly asking you want a job or asking for a favor, some of them will necessarily like answer. And you need to also understand that some may not answer, some may answer. Bennett, do you have a question? I think you raised your hand. Do you have a question? Okay, no problem. Thank you. Um, one of the ways people use LinkedIn wrongly is just maybe posting once in a while, or not even having your profile picture up, or not even expressing yourself in the about section of you, or not updating the places you've worked at. So consistency means you need to consistently keep, expressing yourself. Don't really care about the likes or the comments that you receive, because in the beginning you're always going to be having probably like 10 likes or 2 likes. It doesn't really matter. I don't really pay attention to that. I myself, I have a goal, but I haven't reached that yet. And I really am consistently posting, almost every time. And consistency doesn't mean you're posting every day. Consistency might mean you're posting maybe at least once in a week, or 2 times in a week, or 3 times in a week. It doesn't matter as far as it works with your own time, and don't compare yourself with people on LinkedIn. People are in different aspects of their life. So because of, you should just have this idea that you're starting early in your own time, and your time definitely come where you're gonna go out eventually. So you have to consistently be posting, consistently be attending events, consistently showing up, learning, and expressing what you've learned to the public. And it doesn't matter, like, don't really bother about where people are or what they're doing. Good, it's good to, like, also share your opinion, share your thoughts on people's post in their comments, and everyone who goes to that person's post can also see your comments. So it's like you're pulling in more people to go to your page to follow you, depending on how you respond or how you comment to whatever anyone has posted. One trick that has worked for a lot of people is actually commenting on other people's uh, posts, because the more you engage with other people, the more your account is actually being referred to other people. So that's one thing that people don't even know. The more you are actively reposting, engaging, liking more people's posts, the more they are referring your account to other people. And also, if you have any expectations or any questions, please, like I said, just like chip in. I'm open to like answer. And also, LinkedIn is not just about having a number of connections. A lot of people keep posting or celebrating about or have 10,000 followers, which is really good, because it takes a lot of effort to actually get to that number of followers. And it's not just about the connections or the following, it's about the people who are actively engaging in your posts. These are people that, if you even have a stadium, they could be, listening to you. That means you're making real impact. For example, someone who celebrates winning and having at least 20,000 followers, or maybe 30,000, 6,000, 3,000, that is a huge deal, because imagine if that number were people that actually came for an event that you intended to, like, share to the world. So that is a huge deal. That shows that you're actively impacting lives. That means people are willing to follow, because there's this term that people don't actually care. But these people who follow you, who engage in your posts, actually care about like whatever you're doing. So the more you're consistently showing up, the more they know that they expect to see you post. Like, they expect to see something from maybe Lawrence or Theophilus or Christabel. They expect that you are going to post this. They expect that, like, this is who you are. And if they're looking for opportunities, they always have that in mind, that they're going to reach out to you. I can't count the number of times where people have reached out to me for a digital marketing gig, and I was able to pull through, and it's like extra money to you. So that's a good thing. You need to always be constant. The reason why, even LinkedIn keeps saying you need to constantly post, because you need to be on that, like, people's minds. They need to keep like knowing that, okay, if this opportunity comes, I'm going to call someone. If you notice, sometimes when people are looking for, oh, I need someone who's a designer, I need someone who is a copywriter, sometimes they don't know who to even ask, because even if they, release the form for people to apply, sometimes they actually want someone else to refer them to the right person, because the trust that they've been doing this business with, like maybe a friend. If that friend can refer someone to them, they're even much more trustworthy, aside like going for a networking event. So this is like another easier way to get opportunities as well. So for LinkedIn optimizations, I'll say, first of all, have your profile picture up, your about section with your why, what you're doing, and how, and then like the impact is going to do in the future. Like, what do you want to do? Even speak about your interest, speak about maybe you love to gym, you love to play football. Sometimes LinkedIn is not just about posting professional stuff. Also, there's a fun side of things. If you notice that some, people who post on, maybe there's like a celebrity dragging another celebrity on online, but it doesn't mean that you should do that. Do what actually is you. You can be someone who is really calm, who's really introverted, and you can also show that side of you, that this is how your mind thinks. Because sometimes people assume that people who are introverted do not like express themselves properly, or they're not interesting, unlike the ones who are extroverted. So the more you put your ideas out there, the more people are coming to understand you as a person, and also engage on your posts and engage on that level of, okay, this is something new that people don't know, and they can learn that from you. And also, um, you should try to be consistent. You can speak about, maybe in the beginning, one thing that interests you. It could be you're studying computer science, you're a 40-year student, and this is the things you've done. The extracurriculars you've been engaged with. These are events you've hosted. This is the event you were part of, and this is what the speaker said. This is something that stood out to you. So the more you do that, the more, like, you're engaging into the opportunities that are out there for you, because opportunities are everywhere. Um, yeah, pretty much that. I think I've come to the end of the presentations. I'm still open to questions. From the questions, I can still go deeper. Um, I'm just expressing my own journey, and I'm expressing what I've learned and what I've come to understand as well. So any questions? And yeah, like I said, you mustn't be the most experienced person in the room. You mustn't be the most experienced person in anything you do. It's just how you storytell that thing you've learned for the first time that really even matters in the long run. So yeah, I'm here for any questions. Yeah, Emily. Sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. I can't hear you.
Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Sorry, I had a question about LinkedIn.
Yes, please.
I have heard that there are some cases where people will ask, will offer job opportunities to people, saying that you're looking for these people, you're looking for this, you're looking for that. You will apply for it, and then they'll not come back, they'll not get back to you, but then they'll sell your data that you sent to them to apply for your job. Is that a
Yeah,
thing that happens?
yeah, that also exists as well, because sometimes there's so many things, right? What I've come to understand now that I'm actually even doing my MBA in technology is some companies actually do that just to weigh out the options of, okay, if they actually release an opportunity or a position like this, will people actually apply? And sometimes some companies don't actually have those positions open. They're not even legit companies, and they put out like a call for applicants, and then they sell your data. So that exists as well. So I'll say you
So,
should do your research.
so, so is there a way that you have been able to tell that something is not legit?
Well, most people don't necessarily always go through all the requirements of that application. So one thing I'll say, go through the application, go through the website, because the openings are also on the website as well. There's no
Okay, thank you.
one way to tell if that is like a wrong, company to apply to when they call for applications. You just make sure you read through everything, go to the website, learn more about the company, because sometimes people just apply to job because of, oh, there's an opening, let me just apply. You need to know what the expectations are, the requirements. So I say you should go through it over again and go to the website as well.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah. Was I able to answer the question? Any more questions? If there's,
Hello.
yeah. Hello, Christopher.
Yeah, so Kadun, about the posting consistency,
Yeah.
You think it's better to maybe post once a week or maybe twice a week or something? How should the posting consistently be? And let's say if you not attended any event or you've not really done anything that you think you can post, what are some other things you can post? Because mostly we all think, oh, it's only after you win a hackathon or you go for an event or you do something big that you can post. So how often do you think one should post, and then what are some of the things you can post apart from events?
Okay, that's a very good question. So, in regards to the consistency or the frequency of times to post, I will mostly advise at least 3 times a week as someone who's beginning, 3 times a week. And it doesn't matter if you've not gone to an event or participated in something. It could be about what we're talking about today, and you could like talk about it. It could be experience. It could be